Okay, come on. Just open. It's okay. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Let me just Happy Tuesday, guys. It is a balmy, what is it? Let's see what it is currently. It's a balmy, nice 10 degrees outside. Um, the kids' school is canceled for today. It's not a snow day, it's more of like an ice and below temperature day. So a lot of kids, in my community walk to school because the way Columbia is set up is everything's a walkable distance. Jobs, grocery stores, malls, doctors, dentist offices, you have it. So they didn't want kids to walk in 10 degrees, 9 degrees, and 8 degrees to school, and it's not planning on getting really warm after school. So, and on top of that, they shovel the snow, but then if when the sun hits on it and it melts a little bit, automatically refreezes and have black ice. So it is flipping cold outside. Good morning. Yeah, I'm just hoping my eldest Faith and my youngest Kendall Jr., they do this one thing that me, my husband, and my middle child Hope drives us absolutely guano crazy. For whatever the reason may be, when it's like hot as Hades outside, they're dressed up in hoodies, sweats, and you're like, it is 80 degrees. Put on some shorts and enjoy the sun. But when it's cold, they want to walk around the house with a tank top and flip flops or, little chanclas. And you're like, why? Why? And then I don't know. It's already been an interesting morning. Like I last night, I overnighted a ream of paper to me because there are like 3 tests that I need to get done, as well as I need to print some stuff out for. I make checklists and stuff like that for when I inspect each bag before I go to a convention. So I make a checklist like, does it have a strap? Did I make sure I closed up every pocket? Trust me, I have to do this, or I've brought a bag to an event where the pocket wasn't closed up. Did I put my card in the wall inside the bag? There's like a weird checklist. Did I make sure that I wiped off any silver markings, residues, chalk, and whatnot? And once I do that checklist, I put it inside the bag and then I put the bag away. So that way, when it comes time to um, putting the bags together for a convention, I could just look at that paper and I was like, "Oh, yep, today, February 2nd, I checked over the bag." But there's like several bags that I have now that I could put in a bin for the checklist. I ordered a ream of paper and it got here, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, man." It's like I paid $2.99 for it to be delivered this morning. And Kindle, like, I go down to the basement, I'm loading my checklist in, and I'm like, "Yeah, print 50." And all of a sudden I hear like this noise. It sounds like the best way I could describe it is like a demon is trying to get out of your pipe. It's like, "Ah, ah." I'm like, what in the is this noise, right? And see, I'm not that person that stands around. I'm usually the runner. I want to survive in a post-apocalypse, the world comes to a demise situation. But my curiosity got the best out of me, right? Because I'm down here by myself and my kids are asleep, so I can't like run and leave my kids by themselves. So I'm like, okay, what is this noise? So immediately, speed dial Kendall. Kendall, dude, there is like a weird sound. And he's like, "What sound are you talking about?" I'm like, it sounds like it's coming from the heater." And he's like, "What? No, it can't be the heater." As you all know, we've had several issues with the heater so far. And so the heat went off. And he's like, "The heater shouldn't go off. It's like 9 degrees outside." So the heater went off and the sound went off. And I was like, dude, I think something's going on with our heater. So now, as I work down here today, and I have a lot of things going on today. I have my doctor's appointment with my therapist, and my psychiatrist at 9:15 via phone. Thank God I don't have to go out in this cold. And then I have Patreon at 12. So I have to be on ear duty to hear if the freaking heater goes on. It sounded wicked crazy. It sounded like something was dying inside of the pipe that goes, like, directly into the heater. I'm like, I can't, I can't, because you already know everybody and their mama in the East Coast is getting called, the plumbers are getting called for the, not plumbers, just heating people are getting called for it. Like, he just changed out the filter, he did everything. I'm like, something's not right. It sounds like something is dying in there horribly, and is being very vocal about it. So, yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I know, now you need to be very like, careful, because they're saying that the temperatures that are about to hit, Florida are gonna be the coldest they've seen since, like, 1992, and there is expecting a lot of ice and whatever, so just be very, very, very careful. Okay, so you're familiar, Sherry, then with Colombia. Colombia is a very unique area. You kind of have to either know someone that lives here or been here to know what I mean. Like, they made this town where it's really accessible to walk to, like, everything, like, freakishly everything. So when they closed it down, they literally closed down the schools, and it we're okay with it. It's like a very weird state. Like, not even a state. It's a very weird city within a state. Let's see. Oh my god, you're no, -21's different, but it again, like, I can't stress this, each state has, like, their different versions of hot and cold. See, like, take Alaska, they don't have those 100 days, 100-degree days, and, like, you might have someone in Arizona, like, we're freezing, it's 50 degrees, but their hottest days could be, like, 125, 126, so for them, it is freezing. So every state has their ups and their downs of what is hot and what is not. Like, for me, I feel like I'm secretly blessed, because what they think hot is out here, I lived in California and in Arizona. There's no way what they think is hot to me is hot. Now the humidity, on the other hand, yes, I'm not ashamed to say my sweaty mustache just comes on out. I'm not used to humidity because I lived in California and I lived in Arizona. I'm used to 115, 120 degrees, going to Vegas, partying it up, drinking on the strip at 118 degrees at night. So when they're talking about, oh, it's 95 degrees out here, it's so hot. I'm like, but, like, I get it. For people that lived in Maryland all their life, that is hot for them. There's only been like a handful of days. Last summer was the hottest summer that I've been here ever. So, there's only a handful of times that I've ever seen it go up to 100 degrees in where I live. So, I feel blessed, but it's every little city, every little town has a different version of what's hot and cold. Like, you can't like, Alaska kids are, like, literally playing soccer in the snow, like, barefooted or with chocolates on. They're like, "Yeah, you guys can't do it," but the same spectrum, could they handle Arizona heat? They probably would, like, die instantly, like, what they're not built for that, so, it takes a while to get acclimated to somebody else's environment, but everyone's environment is completely different, and what right now being in the 40s for, Florida is, like, bad, and, like, so I put a link in here to a person that I watch, Max Velocity. He gives really good information. He's covering in great detail about the Panhandle states, also Alabama and Tennessee, and he's generally worried if they do get snow, um, they don't have the equipment because it's something that doesn't happen. He's really worried about Louisiana, because they're trying to look through the histories to see when the last time Louisiana had got 2 to 3 inches of snow, and what is it gonna do to certain cities. Are they gonna just be completely closed and closed off, and what is it gonna do? It's a very scary thing to think of that way, because, like, we're like, I feel like Louisiana is built to last. They take those hurricanes, they take those rains, they take those winds, tornado warnings, but now we're doing snow there. That is just something that is not something that is in their wheelhouse to take. So, and they definitely don't have salt trucks and plows and all of that stuff. And it's kind of hard to bring trucks and plows from other parts of the US, especially the East Coast or the Midwest, because we ourselves are all going through some kind of winter craziness. Like this winter is weird. It is very, very weird. It's this one's gonna be one for the books. And we are just it's today is we're 1 month into winter. Today is the 21st. Winter is 1 month old. That means we have 2 more months and we don't know what it's gonna have for us. And now I'm curious about how spring is. Is spring gonna be like rainy nonstop? I mean, I love the rain, but I also like to walk around in the spring. But rain, man. -45. Woo, woo. Oh, wind, yeah, wind and cold, that could suck it. That is not a friendly thing to have. Why is it windy when it's cold? Are you trying to murder me? What is going on? Yeah. Ooh, 17 in Alabama. That's harsh. Good morning. Get metal edge trims for flaps for US. In the US. Okay, you there's a couple places that you might wanna. Okay, so go on Etsy here. A lot of people are not aware that you can do this. Go on Etsy and put metal trim in, and you're gonna see all these ones in China, the UK, India, whatever. Go into the filter check section and just say made and ships within USA. You just 2 buttons, and then they'll pop up. You'll be surprised how many little people sell handmade like things that like handmade frames and things like that within the US. Another place you might wanna check is, like, Buckle Guys and, any leather crafting store, they usually carry a little more handmade like, metal edge stuff because they use it in leather crafting. But these 2 places will be my first one I would tell you to check. Yeah. Vegas when that storm's coming in and you know that thunder and lightning's about to hit, that humidity comes out of nowhere, man, my afro gets so big in Texas. I'm not Texas, but in Nevada when I go, everybody was like, "Let's go around your birthday." I'm like, "Please, I don't want to, because I don't know if it's just me, 'cause, like, your girl has to wax. You see all this, that means I'm a hairy person, okay? I'm hairy. Yeah, you have tons of hair on your head. I gotta wax my upper lip. I'm not afraid of it. It just that's part of who I am. You can't have a lot of hair and be like, "Yes, it only grows on my head." You're lying, okay? So, even if I wax my lip, right? If I go to a high humidity state, I get a permanent sweat mustache. There's only so many times your girl can go like this and it just like magically appears in 5 minutes. I don't know what it is. It's like an inside joke between God or something. I don't know. Yep, everything's relative to where you are, and I guess for us and a lot of like Baltimore has jokes for Columbia all the time because they say that we shut down our schools for everything, and it's true because everything is connected. Everything is not connected. You have to sometimes these kids have to take regular trains, not school bus trains, to get to the school or charter schools or whatever. And because everything's connected, things get shut down. Things will get shut down early. The mall will close early. This will close early. Like, it is normal for us out here to see, like, stores just being closed down at 5 or 6 in the afternoon on Sunday, and it's not like that throughout the rest of Maryland. It took a long time to be okay with this coming from California, ordering food, like, at 2 AM in the morning, but here we are. Here we are. Yes. Oh, so this only happened one other time, and the cold thing I was waiting for it, and my husband's like, "What do you mean?" When Faith was in pre-K, we had days it was 2 days before, Phil came out for Groundhog's Day, we were in the negatives, and it actually came up on one of my memories because I had to keep taking pictures. We were -2, and I was like, "I cannot believe they're gonna have my babies go to school." I'm putting on 2 puffer jackets, her arms are sticking out like this, and I'm like, she's like, you know how, like, when you put a beanie on a kid's head, somehow their head goes the opposite way that you're putting it on, and then they start to fuss and cry because you're putting it on too tight, and they're going to the left when you're going to the right, they're going forward when you're going back. And then right when we were about to leave out the door, because I had to wrap Hope in so many blankets because she was a toddler, she was so little, and I was pregnant, they were like, "Oh, school's canceled." And then I think that after that situation, I think Howard County just is like, "Hey, like, if it's under 15 degrees, we're gonna call it." because of that situation, because ice and cold and there's too many kids walking to school. And as soon as they leave their house and go into school, something happens like frostbite or someone falls and gets injured and no one knows and they're stuck in the cold. There is going to be so many different liabilities. And I think that's when they start saying this is a snow day. Even though it's technically not a snow day, like in the technical sense, there's no snow falling. I think it's like I think they should call it an ice day, but that's just my personal opinion. That these kids get weird days off. It's 24 degrees in DC? How is that possible? It is 10 degrees out here. Man, if you're not aware, Arnetta lives in the middle of DC's in the middle of Maryland. It's 10 degrees here. So we're about 45 minutes away. I don't understand either. Like, but Maryland's very weird. If you go to like Boonesboro or like places that go further up north that are more rural spots, I bet it's like 5 degrees and snowing there. Like it just, and it's weird because you could throw a quarter in Maryland and be in a whole different county. I mean, it's less than an hour to get to Pennsylvania, less than an hour to get to Virginia or West Virginia. It's one of those weird states that you can literally drive anywhere in less than an hour. So so I put max velocity on there if you want to look at a snow report without looking. No offense, Al Roker. I feel like this guy gives a better um Max Velocity gives a better information on it, and he gives you information not just for like East Coast, Panhandle, and South, but he does give information for Midwest, information for things that are coming into Canada to us, and he always is talking about West Coast because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, him and the other guy I watch actually live on the West Coast. So you know, you know. Yeah, it's scary. Black ice is scary. That like it's I almost ate it like big time with black ice when I was pregnant with Kendall, like big time. I don't know how by God's good grace turned and landed on my back of my head, but I knew I was falling and I instead of like falling on my knees and my hands, I turned and I fell on my head and my butt. Ooh, -20. Yeah, or you can order from Emmeline. She's fast. There are different levels of shipping. I usually do the DHL, or I'm not gonna lie, I pay for faster shipping because when you pay for the slower one, once she that goes in there, she has no control. It really does take 5 to 7 business days. So I usually do the UPS or DHL. I'm willing to pay $10 or $15 more for shipping for faster shipping because I'm impatient. So I'm not opposed to shipping. I don't know if it's because I have my small business and there are people when they want them back, they will like, "Hey, I know you have 2 to 3 days shipping. I want it overnight. Can you give me a quote?" So, I'm not opposed to shipping maybe because my clients aren't. So, I mean, it's something that we have to deal with. It is what it is, and we are used to the Amazon where we don't have to pay for shipping. Just keep in mind, if you really want your stuff, get a faster shipping date. It's being inside the DC. Yes, I agree. Yes. That is correct, right, is absolutely right. Because they're inside the beltway, everything's a little bit warmer. And but they're also because of their beltway, if we have a snowmageddon, which there was a snowmageddon in 2009, I believe, man, things were shut down in that city like nobody's business. And they have plows and everything. Just that snowmageddon just came out of nowhere. And I think a lot of these weather trackers are thinking that the East Coast is going to have another one. They've been waiting for this. Like they're so excited on these Facebook channels because they're storm trackers and they can tell certain patterns. And right now, I got to give it to the Germans. The Germans' weather Doppler is like destroying Americans. I know it's not a competition, but in my head, it's a competition. And same with the Canadians' Doppler. The Canadians' Doppler has just been on point too. So they're tracking another. There's another storm coming in this way for like polar ice, but they're tracking another storm that's supposed to be next week. And I'm just like in it here watching it. I can watch these things all day long. And my kids are like, "Why do you watch the weather so much?" They just don't know. They just don't know. 16 degrees. And see, and Io lives not that far from me. I am at a whopping 10 degrees. I don't know if because Columbia is built around all man-made lakes and the actual lake Patuxent. I have no idea why we're always colder than everybody else, and we're always cooler than everybody else in the summer too. 11 degrees. Ooh. That's like I'm not getting the mail today. Oh, that's okay. So if you know your mail carriers out there getting mail and you see them and you like them, even if you don't like them, ask them if they want like a hot cup of coffee or tea or something. Just do it. Or would they like a bottle of water? Like I know now in Maryland, every one of them have like vans, but some of them still have those rinky dink car like old school driver thing, and they don't really have really great heat source, and they're all bundled up. Just offer them something, please. I mean, we ask my kids if my children can ask, I know that means adults can ask. And like they'll see him, they'll be like, man, he looks so cold. Like, just ask. Just ask. Do you want something to drink? Do you want something hot? I know. Oh, you just left Scottsdale. Oh man, Scottsdale Mall, man. If you're in Scottsdale, Arizona, that mall, man. That is my I'm a window shopper. My favorite malls in the world, most of them are in Arizona. so um so we have some interesting news that just came in today, and I was actually kind of saddened, but I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware of this or not. I get some patterns from this website. This the website's called Markerist. They are going to be closing their site. So they said they're going to need some downtime to transition to close. And it says, "Dear Markerist community, we are reaching out to share some important news about the development of Markerist. After much thought and some deep deliberation, we have made an incredible, difficult decision that we're going to be closing Markerist down on April 1st, 2025. This closure will affect all three platforms, and the three platforms are a European and American model and um, Aladdin model. Over the years, they flourish, and they have. I bought patterns that are from people that are from France, and like you can do some cool things with it. You can get it translated in English. There's very unique patterns. It's not just what we see on Facebook. They have different bag patterns and clothing patterns. Um, they're closing. I'm just like, you guys, we got to touch some grass. Things are really happening. And the more things close, the smaller our art gets. This this platform has this platform has hold on, let me get into this. Has so many individuals having their own personal patterns. I accept all the cookies. So when you go into it, you can see there are so many different like baby clothes, regular clothes, sewing. So you can discover different sewing patterns from different artists, different clothing. I bought so many dresses on here that are like European dresses that they don't sell here in America. I have bought bag making accessories, things like that from that are not people that we see on Facebook. Um, this is a cute bag, and they're closing just like that. And they're fair prices too. Look, that's cute. That cute bag is $8.46. I mean 56 cents. So I can definitely link them. So if you see stuff that you like, get it, download it twice, put it on a different file, print it, make a hard copy of it somewhere. Because once they close down a site, it's done. Um So it's another one. It's just something else that's closing in our society. People, please, if you do have Joanne's gift cards, please, please, please use them. I would not recommend you to use them online because their online department is not working as well. You need to go into a store and use them. And if you don't use them and you know someone else that uses them, It's called Markerist. So Markerist, I put the link on above your comment. So yeah. It's another company that caters to sewing, knitting, and just crafts and all together. It's just another company, and it's just becoming more and more that we're getting more and more news every day that things that cater to our speciality, our hobbies, our businesses are closing. So yeah. If you again, I'm gonna stress this. If you have a Joann's gift card, please go and use it. Um, when you go in there, I wouldn't recommend you asking the store when are they closing. I wouldn't ask them any questions like how long is the store going to be open and because they're probably going through a lot mentally knowing that they're not going to have a job in a couple of weeks. So just get your stuff and go. Um, and I actually would not tell you to do this. I know some people are saying save your cards and wait until everything goes for liquidation. Your cards may be worth nothing then. It may be absolutely worth nothing. There's going to come a point where they're not going to accept cards. So just use them. Use them or lose them. So I am going to hop off because I have an appointment at 9:15 via Skype or they don't know. They send you a link with my psychiatrist, and that is it. Oh, before I go, I didn't show you the bag that I made yesterday. So this is a Shambella pattern, and it's the Gracie. And so I did a little small modifications. The only modification I wish I would have done, I kept saying in my heart to do, is I wish I would have put this trim all the way around because they don't have that on the pattern. Other than that, I wish I did that. It has a nice square bottom. It unzips. And I have one of New Moxie. I like saying her, but of Nicole's group. New Moxie is, you just have to say it with like a Boston accent. I have one of her Star Trek pulls. Isn't that cool? That pull is amazing. I have little details like that. It has a zipper pocket. It has a slip pocket. And then it's ready. I'm going to need some, I need to get some more black waterproof canvas because I want to put, even though this pattern doesn't have adjustable strap, I like to put an adjustable strap that they can clip here and in the back and use it. But because it's more of like, on the tote go. But I thought it was cute. I did a two-tone handle so that way you can get both features. And I really like it. It turned out cute. This is a fast bag to make. It does relatively well for me at my conventions, so I always make one or two of them. And people really go gaga over them. Oh yeah, the fabric is really nice. I think it was from Thumbs and Thimbles, like from sometime last year. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think this fabric is really cute. And the Trekkie pull is just everything. I'm telling you, like New York, like Nicole, she knows how to make something subtle, but then like when people see it, they're like, "Oh my god!" So that is it, my friends. I will see y'all tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're on my Patreon, I will see you at noon so we can get started on the Dreamer Pack. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.